Hey guys, what's up? Blacker Bricks here, back with another video. Now here we are on the second video. We're taking a look at all the projects from March of I think 2018 to present. Now towards the end we really dive into the realm of some project ideas that have actually not been released as like products yet. We just know that they've been approved, so we don't have official images, we just have the designs. But I thought I'd include them anyways because I just wanted to have this as a conclusive list, right? Because when I went on YouTube, I didn't find anything, so I thought, hey, why don't I make my own? Anyways, this comes from the amazing JK Brickworks. He has also created the Maze, which was another set from LEGO Ideas, and I thought this was a really, really neat, clever, and unique idea, something that we haven't seen before. Not only does it look really good, but it functions very smoothly, right? It closes up into a book and you can take out your little characters. It's actually quite simple. The Technic pins, I think they slide, and this just folds down the middle. So here was the official one, and that cover looks so nice. Really, really awesome. I like that they included the last names of the designers, just as I think it was in the original. And I love the colors. The dark green and the reddish brown really complement each other. This is the Flintstones project, another one that I think really captures the show very well. The colors, obviously, I mean, light bluish gray, can't go wrong with that. But just the slope, some very small things, right? Like the curvature, the rock work, the tree, the vehicle, even the minifigures. I know they're not perfect, but they did a really good job. You can see that they're quite a bit of refinements. And one thing that you'll notice almost 100% with all LEGO Ideas to official set changes is if there's anything that looks a bit, maybe I don't want to use the word flimsy because that's not the best word, but anything that might not be super, super strong, they always change, right? You can see that it's much simpler, right? This is, I wouldn't say complicated, but it's a bit more detailed, a bit more greebling going all over the place. This is a lot simpler, smoother, and usually that ends up being translates into something that's easier to build, right? Because as the Lego group understands, these sets are being built from all ages, right? So they can't make it anything super complicated or crazy that, oh, people are having a tough time. And I'm not saying that they've downgraded it in any way. I just want to mention that fact, something I've observed. As I say that, excuse me, this project actually took sort of a opposite approach. So this is the Steamboat Willie. I think this was cited as Mickey's first appearance. I think he wasn't Mickey then, he was Willie, but you can really count this as the first appearance. This is the sort of famous, what they use at the beginning of a couple of movies where he's going around with the steering wheel and he's whistling. So you might remember it from there. So you can see that there's actually quite a big difference. They really upscaled it quite a bit. The figure stayed almost identical, and the figure design is really awesome. So here really is what we got in the end. It's a fairly sizable set. Obviously, it's completely black and white because that's how the original cartoon was, and I completely feel that's a good artistic choice. Making it color would not only be strange, but it wouldn't really be as recognizable as the Steamboat Willie boat. I'm happy they scaled it up. I kind of wish they had included a bit of steam or something. I do see why they didn't. I know it's like easy to knock off, so that makes sense. But super cool regardless. Okay, so like I spoke in the last video, the old fishing store, how that's one of my favorite. This is probably the favorite one that I own right now. I actually haven't gotten around to building it. Yes, I know. Don't judge me, but I see this as such a cool set. I've heard nothing but great things and praise from everyone that's built it, and the designer did a phenomenal job. This is one of the LEGO Ideas projects that really just makes me say, wow, this is so imaginative, so well done. Really, just everything about it is like a 10 out of 10 in my book. I mean, we have a nice forest, nature-related build, something I am a sucker for. We have some beautiful colors and roofs and lighting and minifigures. It's structurally sound, and I mean, what more can you ask for? They did a really great job. Just the background here in the picture is great. Really brings out the colors, the medium nougat and the dark blue roof. Wow, amazing stuff. Here we have another very recent set. This is the LEGO Ideas Friends Central Perk, And to be honest, this render looks like it's really old. I mean, I know this isn't that old, but it looks like this was rendered on like LDD, Lego Digital Designer or something. Maybe that's what it seems to me. You can see there's a decent amount of difference between these two. They changed up a bit of the colors. Minifigures look very different. I think the general idea and the general theme has been preserved. A lot of the elements, such as the the masonry bricks, were preserved. I think one interesting design choice that they made that's not major but sort of big is they decided to make this more of a TV show set, right? They included the lights, some girders to make it really look like it's a film set, compared to this one, which is just sort of a stage. Really, very cool. I can't thank the set enough. As many of you guys probably know, those of you that have been around for long enough, that this set has brought a lot of success to my channel. This was really one of my, well, not really one of, this was the first video on my channel to do successful. I talked about how to choose the best sets to part out. This was actually one of the best sets I've ever parted out. And yeah, big thank you for producing this Lego. It's been a good set. Here is set 21320. This actually, I think, was first released on LEGO Ideas in 2017. I remember because I was going through my LEGO Ideas history and I was like, wait a second, I supported that project. That felt like so long ago. It was finally released in 2020 and a very, very cool set. I am sort of sad that they didn't include all of these. I think, once again, I wish I kept up with my dinosaur knowledge. I'm going to give you a very brief and sort of not completely educated reference to what these are. So it looks to me some sort of brachiosaur. Here, I guess we could have any. It could be a velociraptor. It could be a Dilophosaurus. Just looking at that crest, perhaps. That looks like a sea creature. I think they have a little seaweed or something of that sort. It looks like a mosasaur, perhaps. Stegosaurus, Triceratops. Now, these are just common dinosaur names. They might have been going for something more specific. Now, in the end result, what they went with was they went with some recognizable dinosaurs, right? So we have the T-Rex, obviously. We have the, I guess, pterodactyl. I mean, these are just guesses I'm throwing out. This could be a Nasutoceratops, but I am assuming it's a Triceratops, right? This could be a Ceratosaurus. It's probably a T-Rex. Pterodactyl could be something else. That's the wrong thing. So this, right? This is the original build. I kind of do wish they had included more dinosaurs. I do see why they didn't, because this is extremely piece consuming. I feel like if they had made this a 1,500 piece set, a fewer people would buy it, right? I mean, that's just me. But I think it definitely inspires, and I'm sure lots of people have created customs based on this, so I can't complain. Good stuff. Now, this is sort of unique because this was the first time they had used a contest to create an idea. This is set 40335, and I think it's the Space Rocket Ride. I think that's the name. It's super simple, but very nice. I'm not going to say it's a bad set. It's a really cool set, actually. I'm glad that they have tried this out. I think it's kind of reminiscent of some of those rides we'd see in malls, especially here in America. Reminds me of my childhood. Very good times. And these just rocks back and forth. So cool little set. Here we have set 21321. I believe this was released quite a while ago. And just last year they had a sort of contest in which 4 old projects were brought back and voted upon. So obviously the space set won. Last year was a big year for space. And I wasn't really surprised to see this released. They did a really good job. I'm happy that they released these new sets, or these new solar panel pieces. I think they've been used quite a bit since then in different applications. A very cool set. I am glad they released it. I haven't picked it up yet, but it seems like they did a pretty good job with this one. Excuse me. This is set 21322. This has been selling extremely well since it was released. This is the Pirate Bay. I think they renamed it to the Pirates of Barracuda Bay. I really do like this render, actually. One thing I found to be sort of interesting is at a first glance, these two are very different, right? I mean, like, if you were to show this to 2 people, they'd be like, oh, wow, are these different sets? And, I mean, to be honest, there are differences, right? There are decent enough differences for you to think that, yeah, there's a pretty, it might even be different sets. But at the same time, I do feel like there are quite a bit of similarities, right? The general idea that this is a broken down ship, right, that's been turned into a fortress or a living situation is the same, right, in both of these sets. Obviously, the colors and just the way that these have been presented are very different. This is sort of a darker rendering, whereas this is a very bright, right, something that's reminiscent of the older sets. You even see the stripe up here, some of the classic stuff. It really bright, pops out to your eyes. Honestly, they didn't change that much. I think really it's the rendering that makes it look very different, and I'm happy with how they changed it, to be honest. Here we have the grand piano set 21323. I think this was actually released not that long ago in the later half of 2020, and really amazing work. Like, not only is it playable, but it looks like a really good display piece. I think that's one great thing that LEGO Ideas has done lately, is we've just gotten consistent display pieces, right? I mean, this, I don't know if everyone wants to display this. Great display piece. I mean, the fossil, just a lot of really good display pieces lately. I think that's super neat that they've done that. This really does make for a great display piece. Now, the interesting thing I just realized while I was making this video is that this is actually over 3,000 pieces. Now, for those of you that don't know, the LEGO Ideas threshold is, I think, I'm not sure what the lower threshold is, but they really want you to keep it under 3,000 pieces. And to be honest, I'm probably sure that this was under 3,000. I think what happened is that when they were actually designing this, they went over that 3,000 piece limit. But no worries. I think they did a really good job building and designing the set. I like it. I think they captured that smooth, sleek look. And from a distance, this looks like a real grand piano. It has everything. You have the pedals, the strings, I wish I had better technical terms. We have the lid and the stand. Is that it? The keys and the everything. Even the lid comes down. Just beautiful shaping on this one. Amazing work. The Sesame Street building, set 21324. I am sort of sad that they didn't stick with this dollhouse kind of look. I do really like that. It seems like there would have been more space. I also kind of see why they didn't, because I know not everyone's a huge fan of that, and it probably would have taken way more pieces and really bumped up that price to something that maybe not a lot of us would be interested in paying, right? I mean, imagine if this was a $200 set, right? Maybe not so appealing anymore. One of the biggest things I saw other people say, and I felt myself almost instinctually, I couldn't actually put my finger on it, but when you look at this build, you feel like something's missing here, right? I mean, I didn't even realize that there is a window here in the real set in real life, what this is based on. It just feels sort of strange, like something's missing, right? Up there, it's just, to me. I do wish they left that in. Otherwise, they did an amazing job, especially the figures. Big Bird looks so realistic. Elmo, Cookie Monster, all the other characters, Bert, Ernie, I think, what is that, the Grouch character? Really good job on those. I think they couldn't have done any better. And the set just feels super cozy. It's something that it seems like it would make for a really good play set. And that's really what LEGO's all about. The newest set to be released is set 21325. I really got to tell you that I am a big fan of the medieval castles. Medieval theme in general is quite appealing to me, and I feel that definitely one of my projects that I submit in the near future is going to be medieval related. I love this color scheme, the dark blue, the white, tan, dark bluish gray, light bluish gray, all those colors go so well together, and this is an awesome build. I remember when I saw it, I did have some feelings that they were going to change it, if not drastically, at least minor. Like, excuse me, sorry, I'm burping a lot. I do apologize for that, guys. Nope, sorry about that. The angles, right, on this one over here seemed like they were a bit risky. I mean, LEGO Ideas, what I've seen it does usually is it sort of refines all the ideas. It makes everything sort of simple and sturdy, because sturdy is very important. I remember watching an interview with a pretty high-up LEGO designer, Jamie Berard. He's in charge of a lot of the modular sets, including the Parisian restaurant. He's a very great LEGO designer. Seems like a super nice guy, too. Anyways, what I meant to say is that it's very important that these sets are sturdy, and not just sturdy enough to hold together, right? But if you really shake them around, they need to be solid, right? And I feel like this is one of those sets that a AFOL or someone like that, someone that's really into Lego would put together. Now, I'm not saying it's flimsy, but it's not super, super strong, right? There might be some not so strong techniques going on in there, maybe some hinges or something. I might even be wrong. It could be super strong. But when you see this, right, there are quite a bit of changes. Everything is straight. The roof is, while still in two parts, right, we have the two parts, but it's not anywhere near the level of detail and sort of curves that we have over there. And there's no problem with that, right? I'm not going to say that that's so terrible and the project is ruined. It's just different. And different is usually, I mean, it can be good, right? So no complaints. I'm happy that they made this. The change in the tree, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that. Kind of reminiscent of the bonsai with the shaping. Maybe that's just me. I really like the figures, though. The figures are super cool. Here's 92176, re-release of the Saturn V, or Saturn V. You can see that other than the number change, I don't really think there's any other difference. Then 92177, same thing, just a number change. I think everything else about the set is the same, though. This is the promotion that was running in January. I don't know if they still have this going on. This is set 40448. There's a project design, and this is the official images. This is the second set produced. Oops. This is the second set produced through a contest. I think it was a vintage car, and yeah, they really blew it out of the water with this one. I love the color. The dark turquoise and white are beautifully accented by one another. So everything after this really is just a project design. We don't have official images because they haven't released. There have been leaked images. I'm not going to say go out and search them, but I just want to let you know that they do exist. This is set 21326. This is obviously rumored. They might release them in a different order than this, so I'm just kind of going off this. Similar to the Sesame Street, I think they are going to change the figures a bit. I would really like to see what they do with Tigger and, oh my god, what is his name? Eeyore? Yes, Eeyore. I love this build. It's so, so sweet. I love the, what? Oh my brain is not working. Beehives, the tree, just the roofing, 100-acre wood, really reminiscent of my childhood. Very, very lovely. Awesome build. I'd love to see what they do with the inside. I'm sure they have something great planned. Obviously, official images, we have a question mark. This is the typewriter, rumored to be 21327. Another very, very nice looking build. I was honestly surprised when this was announced. I didn't really see them going with this one. It doesn't seem like it has a super wide appeal. I mean, then again, right, something like Winnie the Pooh doesn't have a super wide appeal, but it seems to be more tailored to the Lego sort of thing. Maybe they're trying to target AFOLs and adults, right? Because I don't know of any kids that'll be super excited for a typewriter. I don't even know if that many kids know what a typewriter is. I'm sure that I didn't know what a typewriter is when I was younger. Then again, really good build. The shaping is amazing, and it's almost it's very, very clear what this is. One thing I'm most curious about is how they're going to do the paper. That should be interesting for sure. And if there's going to be any functionality to this. I mean, if it could actually print something, I don't even know how they would do that. That would be so crazy. I do really hope that you can obviously type it out. Maybe they'll do something similar to the Grand Piano where you can do some basic things. Here we have Seinfeld. I think these this past and the future next project were all released at the same time or approved. This is part of the 30th anniversary, I think, based on the extreme success of Central Perk, and that's been an extremely successful set. I think that's why they decided to make this set. Seinfeld is a popular set, a very popular set. I don't know how many LEGO fans are going to like this and want to buy this. If it actually looks just like it does right now, I would definitely pick this up. I love the furniture and the colors. I think it's super cool. I mean, if the project idea is already this cool, I can see them making it so much cooler. Here we have the Home Alone set. Now this is one I am actually really excited about. I am not a huge Home Alone fan. I have seen the movie. I have enjoyed it. And I think it's a super cool series. I really, really love this set right now. I wonder what color they're going to go with for the masonry bricks. And I do hope that they stay somewhat faithful to this. I have a feeling that they're going to change it up quite a bit. I do really hope we get a nice build like this. I kind of imagine the Simpsons house that we got quite a few years ago. And if we could get a build like that, that would be a dream come true, because I didn't pick up that house. really because I wasn't a Simpsons fan. To think about it, that was an amazing house, and I hope we get something like that. I mean, my hope is like a 3,000 piece set, but knowing Lego, I'm not 100% sure we get. I don't hope. I really hope we don't get something like Sesame Street where it's just sliced in half. I do want to get a multi-layered set where you can remove like a modular. That would be my hope. Then we have the globe, and this, wow. I was just thinking about the other day how challenging this must have been for the designer to build. It looks just from the pictures to be made online. That's just a even bigger hassle. And the curves and everything, the angled pieces look like they're very well thought out. The wedges, the wedge plates are really like masterfully done, right? You can, I mean, I'm not a geography expert, but like Africa, South America, North America, everything is very well thought out and shaped. So it looks accurate. I do wonder how Lego is going to make this because as I spoke about earlier, Lego likes to make everything very solid and sturdy. So this, as it is, does not look to be extremely sturdy. I do wonder what they're going to do. Maybe they'll completely change it up. I doubt they will completely change it up, but I'm curious to see what exactly they do to make this a bit stronger. Now this was set question. I mean, all of the past ones are question too. I mean, I'm just making up numbers based on the logical progression. But this is another gift with purchase that's going to come out. This was, I think, the Build That holiday contest. And really, really great picture. Wow, like that's the first thing that jumps out to me. The ship build is cool. It looks like those are brick built sails. I like the little bird up there. I don't think I have one, so that would be a nice way to get one. 2 dolphins, lovely sailor, and looks like a cool set. I think this is the most recent and really final set for this. This was part of the music contest. They claimed that if one was great enough to wow the judges, they would make it into a product. So that's really, I think, how this one came out to be. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is true. I found this information on Wikipedia. I'm not doubting the credibility of Wikipedia, but I haven't seen this anywhere else, so I am a bit skeptical. It seems, though, that this is going to be coming out. I haven't heard too much news regarding it, and I'm interested by what scale they're going to release this at. Yeah, that wraps up today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please remember to like, subscribe. I know I don't usually say these kind of things, but I think it's good to let you guys know. This video should be coming out on January 29th. Yes, 29th. So the final video is going to be out on the 31st. That's going to be all the LEGO contests. And yeah, thanks again. Have a great day, guys.